Greetings, I am Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator. Today with more Pillar Loves Tabletop games. Sorry about the angle, it's a bit on the difficult side because I got a big game to feature. The Witcher Old World came out in 2023, and I currently only have the base game for it. Let's hope the expansions come out soon, or at least the game store gets them in. Alright, goal of the game is you are trying to reach the end of the reputation track, or the trophy track, however you want to look at it. You get to that point by getting trophies. You get a trophy by defeating a monster in battle and taking their trophy. You can fight other Witchers and take their trophy. And it's a very sick burn when you're on the back. You can reach an attribute level of 5 for combat, defense, alchemy, or your specialty, and take the appropriate meditation trophy. However, it cannot be the last one. You cannot win if the last one you need, if you take it as, if you need one last trophy and you meditate, you don't win. You have to fight and take that trophy to win. But anyway, so at the start of the game, you will have your Witcher. They come from a school. The schools that come in the base game are wolf, bird, bear, cat, and viper. There's also an expansion that has manticore. Be looking out for that one. You'll get to give them a name of your choice from the name tokens. An interesting feature. You'll start out with one defense, or one shield. You'll start out at level 1. You'll have combat, which helps with drawing cards in battle. Defense, which improves your maximum shields. Alchemy, which is the amount of potions you can use in battle. And your specialty. Like for the School of the Bear, they have armor. Once per fight, if their shields hit 0, they can recover some shields and draw some cards. Okay. Actually playing the game, setting up. There will be, for your given Witcher, you will have your starter deck of cards. They have assorted terrain on them for your movement. They'll do different amounts of damage and card draw and getting your shields back up. The important one of the things to pay attention to as well is the combo system. So in a fight, you'll play cards one at a time until you don't have a link of sorts. So let's say you play Yrden. It has a red tab. You can play another card as long as it's one, a matching color of that one. So we'll play Rending Blow. So that'll set off that effect and that effect. Those draw effects will cancel out, and it'll do 3 damage in total for our round of the fight. Okay, but setting up the rest, the available cards to take from up top. There's 6 cards. The one furthest to the right is treated as -1 from its printed cost. The first 2 on the left side are at +1. And then the printing costs are anywhere from 0 to 2. But there will be 3 zeros at the absolute least. And they'll be on the right. So players can get some, cheap cards early. And then setting up the monsters. So for each of the terrain types, mountain, water, and forest, there'll be a token drawn of that type, and a monster assigned at random of a given level. So here we have a Griffin up in Kaer Morhen. The more players there are in the game, the more level 1 monsters will be at the start and replaced. Normally when a monster is defeated, it'll be replaced by the next highest level, or the next level up. So when these level 1s are defeated, level 2 replaces them. Level 2 is defeated, level 3 replaces them. Level 3 is defeated, then another level 3 comes out. Eventually level 3s will run out. Although you'll probably have enough trophies by then anyway. Okay. The city exploration and the wilds exploration decks will get shuffled. The potion decks will also get shuffled. The attribute cards are not shuffled. There's a number of them available based on the number of players. The quest cards are not shuffled. They're kept in that order. They're reminiscent of Fallout. The monster fight deck is shuffled. The monsters themselves are not. The new cards are shuffled. And players will shuffle their own decks as well. Alright. Players will start with a starting hand of cards. They'll start with more cards if they're going second, third, or fourth, or whatever. And they'll start out with gold. The colors are interchangeable. They're all 1 gold, period. It's not the kind of game that really needs to go heavy into multiple denominations. But if you have maybe a 3 coin alternative, that would probably help. Alright, so let's start on the first player's first turn. We go into phase 1, which is movement. You have the option to just stay put. You won't be able to do anything at your location other than fight or meditate or explore, which you might have a reason to do so. To move, you will take one of your cards from hand and play it. You can move to a location of the matching type. So water, you can move from Kaer Morhen to Bernard if I wanted to do that. So I'll probably ditch this one and move there. Goes to the discard pile. Yep, move there. And then at that location, you have the option to do the location action. Locations will increase your attributes for free. Like here, alchemy, here, defense, here, specialty, and here, combat. You can only increase them if they're at or below your current level. So we're currently at level 1 here. So we're going to increase our alchemy. When you raise your alchemy level, you get a free potion. So I'm taking a blizzard. I can have up to 4 potions, period. I can now use up to 2 potions in battle. And now I can't really use this location anymore until I level up. Alright. Now, let's say I want to go back to Kaer Morhen. So, I can either ditch 2 cards of the same type, which I don't have, or I can ditch 1 card and 1 money to go back. Unfortunately, then I won't be able to do the location there. Let's go ahead and cover the locations real quick. Alright, so there's the attribute increasers. Going to a school lets you increase any of your stats by paying based on your level +1 for that attribute. Even, you can even like super focus on it as well, but it takes a lot of money. So let's say I ditched a mountain card and went back to Kaer Morhen. So, or if we're to go to like an actual school, let's say the forest and then the water, with the wild to go there, because you can. So I go there, and I'm going to pay 2 and raise my defense. When you raise your defense, you get to increase your shield by 1, unless you raise it to 5. So that goes away. I can always get more elsewhere. In order to train in your specialty, though, you have to be at your school. But that's another way to get your attributes up. Other location stuff. Here, and here, you just draw a potion. Again, you're limited to 4. If you would have more than 4, you discard. You'll have to discard 1. Where it shows the dice, you can play dice poker against the locals. If you're in a location with a witcher, you have the option to play dice poker against them instead. What you'll do is you'll put 1 money down, the bank will put in 2, and then you'll play against the player to your right, I believe. They will represent the locals. Both sides will roll. The defender has the chance to reroll any number of dice. Against a 4 of a kind that I currently have, they would need a 5. And there we go. Now I need, as active player, I get to reroll and hope that I roll another 5. No. So I lost, so I lost my money. If I did, however, win, then I'd get the 3 gold. Yes, I added my own sets of dice for this one, because it needed them. And I didn't want to get the fancy dice just yet. Anyway. Other locations. Here and here. You get 1 gold, and then you take on a trail quest. What you'll do is you'll pick one of the monsters that you want to have a better shot against. Like, let's say here. Like, let's say I wanted to go after the Archospore. So what I do is I draw a location token of the same kind. Let's say I'm over here doing this. Yeah. So I have to get to here to do that. If you ever draw like the mountain one, and you're in the mountain location that matches it, you probably probably will have to redraw the location token because you're going to need to actually go there. But from now on, so there'll be a gold on there. I'll make my way down there, and then I immediately take the money and take the token. And this gives me the power to go first against a monster in a fight of that kind. If someone else had the lead on them and they beat the monster first, then I just end up losing the token anyway. Alright. Other locations. Vengerberg, you can trash a card from your hand and then take one up to one level higher printed from the selection out here. Vizima, if you have no gold, you get one. And you can trash two of the cards in the row to better suit your options at the end of the turn. But yeah, move, use the location, play poker, and then you can move again, provided you have cards. At some point, you're going to run out of cards. You're going to realize, I can't really go to that place this turn, to another place, and I'm just happy being there. So what will happen in phase 2 is you can fight. Let's say I'm here and I have that token. I'm fighting against the Archispore. What will happen is the player to my right, I believe, will take the fight deck, draw 12, that many cards. So that's a 12. Yeah, sorry about the glare. But yeah. The player must discard any one of their unused potions to initiate a fight with this monster. So that neat little potion that I got goes to the discard pile. I believe if potions run out, you can reshuffle. Because those are supposed to be available, I hope. So yeah, we'll draw 5, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So there's the Monsters Fight deck. Alright. Preparing. The active player will combine and shuffle their discards and deck. Keeping any cards that are still in hand. And then I'm going to start playing cards first. So, let's say I ended last turn with like 3 cards in hand. I can play a card, and then I can keep playing cards if it shows like the matching color tab. Let's say I had this from last turn. So let's say I did Intensive Igni, and then I can play any other color to keep it going. So we'll play Yrden to draw more cards. So I'm doing 1 damage to them, and then I'm drawing 4 cards. In addition to the 1 card from combat. And then those will go to my discard. The damage to the monster gets pulled from their pool. Then and draw the 5 cards. You have a hand limit of 7. If you withdraw, you stop drawing. This is primarily for combat because end of turn stuff is more brutal. And then the player to my right will decide to either charge or bite, and then flip the top card. So if they chose charge, the player trashes any 1 card from their hand, or if their hand is empty from the top of their deck. If they chose bite, then they take 3 damage. let's say they chose bite, so I'm taking the 3 damage. I'm taking 2 to my shields, and then 1 from, I believe, either the hand or the top of the deck. It has been a little while, and I thought I got most of this down. Yeah. You either discard a random card from your hand. No, wait, no. Damage. It's on 23. Okay. The lower the shield is 0, then from the top of the deck first. And then if there's nothing left on their deck, then from their end. So I'm losing one of my dodge cards of push. Alright. So then it comes back to me. And let's see how this, how it plays out of, let's say, go Ard, and then Rending Blow. So there's 2 damage, and I get one of my shields back. Unfortunately, it's not 3 cards for my my specialty. But it's alright. Say I choose Charge on this one. Player takes 5 damage. Ow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Ow. So I'm going to end up playing the last 2 cards of mine. And it's not going to defeat them. They're going to just... I now have no cards in hand and no cards in my deck. They basically beat my ass. But let's say I managed to deplete their life pool instead. If I deplete them and I still have 1 card left between my deck and my hand, then I've defeated them. I take the trophy. I'll go up on the trophy track. And then I'll go to the end of the fight stuff. I'll get money. I'll get... I'll have to deal with fatigue, and then I'll end up getting everything shuffled back together and a new hand. So every time you get a trophy, you have to deal with fatigue. You will combine your cards together. Deck, discard, hand, I believe, as well. You will have to lose a number of cards. For your first trophy, you will lose 1. It is trashed. It's not coming back this game. Next trophy is 2. Third trophy is 3. Fourth trophy is you win, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. The trophies will give you special abilities like once per fight during your fight turn, if you have 0 cards in your deck, raise your shield level by 1. Yeah. And then the monster will be replaced by the next level up. So a level 1 will get replaced by level 2. It'll be at a new location. Instead of fighting, there's also meditating. You get your attribute up to level 5, and then take the appropriate card, and then deal with the fatigue. And alternatively, there's exploration. So let's say you can explore the city or the wilds. The player to your right will take the card and read off up to a certain point. And then you'll have to make a decision based sight unseen off of out of those 2. And they also have consequences. Sometimes they'll lead to quest cards that have you go to a very specific location or a general random location of a certain terrain type. Like you'll pull, say, quests, forests, You'll pull this token, and you'll have to go there to get to the next part of the quest. Another potential for fighting is other Witchers. It'll, I believe it starts with the active player. Yeah. Active player takes the first turn. Non-fighting players can make a wager, and they'll get money based on the reputation of the Witcher that's being fought. The higher the trophies you've got, the more money you're worth. Witchers cannot fight a school, ever. Witchers cannot fight if the location has a busted tavern token. Say we fought in Vizima, nobody can fight there until someone fights somewhere else. If you win as the active player against another Witcher, you take one of their trophies. So let's say I play as Wolf against Bear and I kick Bear's ass. I get to take their trophy. However, if the defending player wins, they'll get their gold, they'll get to draw cards, but they don't get a trophy. That's one of the things we screwed up in the board game league. Because I challenged someone to a fight, and I lost, and I mistakenly gave them one of my trophies because I thought that's what was going to happen. Yeah, who knows? Who knows how that would have ended. But can't really turn back the clock on that. But anyway, whatever you do for phase 2, phase 3, you'll get to pick one of these action cards, and then the first thing you do is you discard down to 3 cards if you have more than 3. You can then discard further down to empty out your hand a bit, but then you'll draw up, back up to 3, and then take one of the new cards from the 6 that are out by discarding cards from your hand based on the cost plus a printed modifier. So, like for Lightning Reflex, you'll have to discard 2 cards. It's a bit costly. If it was over here, it'll cost 1 more. If it's at the final slot, it's a -1, so it'll only take 1 card to get it. But you need to take cards to build your deck up and have more options to work with. Otherwise, you're not surviving shit. And then the next player will take their turn. The way the game's structure is, while you're doing phase 3, the player to your left should start their turn while you're doing all that cleanup stuff. And that keeps the game going. And trust me, this is a long-ass game. You want it going as quickly as possible. Have I missed anything? During each stage of the fight, you can use your potions. You can use your specialties if they matter. Specialties, I think, are limited to once per. And then, of course, you're limited to using a number of potions equal to your alchemy during the entirety of the fight. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Travel, get stuff, get better, fight things, explore, go on further quests, build up your trophies, deal with fatigue, fight other players, get your attribute up and get the meditation trophy that way. Just a straightforward game of fight stuff and get things that make you better at fighting stuff. And occasionally go on side adventures in the wilderness or the city. Why do I love this game? precisely because it's that straightforward. When when we were playing this for the board game league final, I was like, this is a game that I really want, but I'm also happy if I don't get it. I'm also okay if I don't get it, but it would be really nice. I didn't get it, of course, but it's been on the back of my mind of, you know, I'm going to be winding down buying shit for my board game collection. What are the last few games that I want? And this was it. Bought it last week, and I'm gonna be messing with the solo mode for this game because I like I like when a game has a solitaire option to enjoy a game without needing other people. So that'll be the next video. But also I like this one. I like this one a little bit more than the previous Witcher board game, which was the Witcher adventure game that Fantasy Flight put out. There's some things that from that one I kind of miss, but for this one, again, being able to play it solo, the straightforwardness of the fighting and all that, I just love it. I I want to get expansions for this. I want to play it more and just show people why this game is so freaking awesome. All right. Yes, that is The Witcher Old World. Check it out. Play it. If you think it's as awesome as I've tried to make it look, get a copy. And then just have fun. Have fun kicking ass and taking trophies. Alright, thanks very much for watching. Thank you very, very much for watching what I do on this channel. I know I get my doubts sometimes, but seeing people give the videos views and likes and comments, it means a lot. Thank you all. This is Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, and I'll see you next time.